Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to the channel. You know it's your boy Making, and today I'm going to be giving you part 15 of What If Naruto Went with Itachi. Get this one to 100 likes as usual and you'll be getting the next part as soon as possible. Comment down below and tell me what you think of this episode, and remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And I also posted 2 What If yesterday, but it was kind of late in the night, so I hope all of you see it. What if Naruto was Madara's grandson, and what if Naruto was Meliodas' son? Go and check out both of them, and after you do, enjoy this one. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro. So basically last time we left off, after Naruto won the preliminary against Lee, he was to be set in the finals, but Naruto decided to take the day off and relax before going into the hard training, and that was when he met upon the white-ear pervert who was peeping through the girls' stalls. Naruto then spoke loudly and a bunch of girls ran out and beat the white-ear man. After Naruto and the white-ear man start talking, Naruto realized who the man was, and the man realized who Naruto was. Naruto was so angry at him, he could have took Naruto with him, then leave Naruto at the village, make the people of the village torture him and hunt him. For 6 years, Naruto hated Jiraiya. He was so frustrated that Naruto was walking through the village, he didn't even notice Jiraiya tailing him. Naruto stood in the forest as everything around him was destroyed, as Naruto was happier as he took his anger out on the forest. The destruction showed that Naruto had let out his anger. To make it worse, the huge crater that he stood in at the moment. Jiraiya stood about a mile away watching Naruto as he was in total shock. He saw Naruto use jutsu that he's never seen before. There was just one word to describe what he just had seen, and it was that Naruto was amazing. And he meant that. He just couldn't believe that a 12-year-old kid had so much power within him. After seeing all this, Jiraiya really wanted Naruto to become his apprentice, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. As Jiraiya kept on watching Naruto as Naruto walked off. 10 minutes later, Naruto sat down at Ichiraku ramen stand as he was gulping down the food. And then Naruto felt strange as hairs on the back of his neck stood up as he felt pure anger coming on. As Naruto saw Jiraiya sit down right beside him, Naruto took a deep breath as Jiraiya said, "Hey kid, you really love ramen, huh?" As Naruto simply exhaled and started to eat his ramen again, ignoring Jiraiya's question. "You know, you cannot ignore me forever. Also, I have an offer for you," said Jiraiya. But Naruto didn't care as he still ignored Jiraiya. Jiraiya watched as Naruto devoured another bowl of ramen. "You know, you ran away too," said Jiraiya. "That also made you a coward." Jiraiya was surprised when Naruto threw the bowl of hot ramen right into his face. Jiraiya screamed out in pain as it burned him, as he was wiping it off as he heard Naruto chuckle darkly. "The only reason why I left," said Naruto as Jiraiya was wiping off his face with a paper napkin on the counter. "I almost got killed. But you left because you were tired of watching me get beaten half to death." "Who was the real coward?" Naruto asked, as he then got a new bowl of ramen from Amy, as he took it out of her hands and went straight to devour it. Jiraiya frowned at that. He thought Naruto ran away because he was scared, but he didn't run because he was scared. He just didn't want to die. He wanted to live to see the sun shine again. But I run, said Jerry as he thought in his head, because I didn't want to take you in. He didn't say these words out loudly, because he knew if he did, Naruto would hate him even more. But he's sorry for all the mistakes he did in the past, and he's trying to make it up to Naruto right now, and he will take no for an answer. He will do his best to get Naruto to forgive him. Well, I would like to make that up to you, Squirt, said Jiraiya with a smirk on his face. I will train you in seals and the Toad Sage art. You have a large amount of chakra, so that will give you a good advantage. So, I hope you will become my apprentice, Jiraiya said, as he put his two hands together on the table, crossed together, trying to beg Naruto to become his apprentice. Naruto had finished eating. He then looked at Jiraiya with curious eyes. This will help me become stronger, right? Naruto asked curiously. Jiraiya grinned, as he was so happy to think that Naruto is considering it. Naruto closed his eyes as he was thinking, with this old perverse training, he can become strong enough to defeat Itachi and Pain. And Sasuke will be free, and he too will be. Naruto then opened back his eyes as he looked at Jiraiya and simply nodded. Jiraiya turned excited as he was so happy. Later on in the night, Jiraiya is watching Naruto do his basic fighting styles in the Toad Sage. That was all that Jiraiya is going to teach him about that. Jiraiya is not big on the Toad fighting style because he already saw Naruto using a massive amount of power in the Konoha forest, and you think that Naruto is good on fighting terms based on his strength and power. The other Toads will teach Naruto when he becomes 16 about the special fighting style, said Jiraiya, as he wanted to teach Naruto other techniques such as summoning, which should be very fun. For now, Jiraiya wanted to test Naruto's ability, so it started out very simple. He wanted to know if Naruto can water walk. Come here, Naruto, Jiraiya called Naruto as Naruto walked over silently. I want to know how far you are. So, can you walk on water? Jiraiya asked as Naruto simply jumped on the nearby river that they were beside, as Naruto then ran through some hand signs and didn't say a word. The place then started to get foggy as a large mist surrounded the entire area. Naruto had picked up one of Zabuza's technique. Jiraiya tried to look around to find Naruto, knowing that he is much powerful than he seems, as Naruto vanished from his present area. As Jiraiya was looking around for him, couldn't even sense where Naruto was, as Naruto had concealed his chakra to a point where Jiraiya couldn't even sense his chakra signature. Jiraiya was shocked when he felt a kunai at his neck and one in his stomach, as he looked down to see Naruto, as Naruto's eyes has changed to crimson red as Jiraiya was stunned by the sight. He saw this before, but now seeing it close up, Jiraiya grinned as he thought how strong this boy will be when he gets older. Maybe another Sanin in the making here. Well, Squirt, look like you're really strong. You could probably take me out in only minutes if it was a real battle, Jiraiya commented. Not if I was really trying, Jiraiya thought to himself. Naruto nodded as the clone that was in front of Jiraiya dispelled, as Jiraiya surprised it was a clone after all, as the real Naruto then came out of the mist and stand right in front of Jiraiya. Now, what are we doing out here? And what the hell are you going to teach me, old man? Naruto asked, putting his hands on his hip. Well, I want to teach you summoning, Jiraiya said, only to receive a raised eyebrow from Naruto. Well, I hate to say it, but you're already a little late for that. I already have a summoning contract. Well, I already have two, so I don't need a third, said Naruto as he scratched his head. Jiraiya get a bit angry by this, but he continued anyway. Well, if you want to continue learning from me, you need to learn my summoning contract, and you will have 3 summonings under your belt. Besides, mines are pretty strong, able to take on many other strong summonings. Jiraiya explained as Naruto simply nodded his head. Alright, I will learn. So bring out the summonings, said Naruto. Jiraiya grinned as he bit his thumb and ran through some hand seals. As he slammed his hand on the ground, a large amount of smoke appeared after it cleared away, showing Jiraiya standing on top of a toad with a blue robe up at his top section and two katanas in his back. They were strapped down on the blue vest that the toad was wearing. Are toads even useful to ninjas? Naruto asked as he looked at the face plant Jiraiya. Hey, they are really helpful. They can gather information, help you in battle, and they can also get somewhere really fast. They are even more useful than Kakashi's idiot summoning animals. Those stupid dogs, said Jiraiya. Don't worry, Kamatatsu, he will understand that toads are really useful, said Jiraiya. So, do you have something for me? Jiraiya asked, as the toad then spit out a scroll as Jiraiya caught it as saliva was still on it. Jiraiya wiped it off as the scroll is needed for Naruto to sign the toad contract. The giant toad then was dispelled. You will have to sign the scroll and then do the necessary hand signs, which are these, said Jiraiya as he showed Naruto the hand signs. Naruto's eyes turned crimson red as he quickly memorized the hand signs, as Jiraiya took note of that. Naruto then took the scroll as he unleashed it and signed his name. He then did the hand signs, bit his thumb and put a lot of chakra behind it and slammed his palm on the ground. A giant toad then appeared. This toad had yellow eyes as it had a sword right at his side. As it looked around to find out who just summoned it, Toad took a puff out of his pipe as he looked around. Who dare summon me? I am the Chief Toad. The Toad was in shock when Naruto appeared on his nose, blonde hair, his eyes crimson red, and fangs. Naruto walked on the Toad nose and went straight over to his eye as Naruto stared deeply in the Toad's eye. And who are you? The Toad asked. Obviously, you couldn't be the one who summoned me, the Toad said. Now, tell me where Jiraiya is, the Toad asked Naruto. And hurry up and get the hell off of me. Shut the hell up, you stupid, overgrown tadpole, stated Naruto. I was the one who summoned you, so let's hurry up and get this boss Toad contract on the way. Naruto splat out, startling the Toad. A little bit, but not enough to make the Toad jump. As the Toad was shocked by his behavior, he thought that Naruto would be calm. Alright, you little punk, if you were the one who summoned me, you do know that there's a test to be passed if you want to continue summoning me. Naruto nodded. Alright then, you must be able to hold on and not fall off of me till tomorrow morning, and I will try my best to get you off. And if you fail, you will wait a year before trying to take the test over. But if you win, I will become one of your summonings. Naruto simply nodded as he jumped on the Toad's back. You ready? Said the Toad, but Naruto didn't respond as the Toad then leaped up into the air. And with that, the Toad was swinging, trying to get Naruto off of him, but Naruto stand on top of him with his chakra. Naruto smirked. This was pretty easy. The other two were a bit harder when they had Naruto take their test. You know, brat, keep on smiling. It will get much harder as time passed by. The Toad upped his speed and started to move around more faster, trying to get Naruto grip to release. The Toad was getting faster, jumping into mountains, just flipping up and jumping into the pond. Naruto was really starting to struggle to hold on to him, even with his chakra. But Naruto was trying his best not to fall off. Hours has passed. It was now midnight. The Toad got a drink from the waterfall leaving Naruto panting on his back, as Naruto was really exhausted. He was using a lot of chakra to keep his balance, and he also feel like he wants to barf. Naruto had a canteen of water, as he then gulped it down, as he was really thirsty. After drinking the water, he had to hold his mouth because he really felt like he wanted to barf. But Naruto stick with it, as he held on to the toad's vest to not drop off. He also sent the chakra to his feet to stick to the toad while holding on to his vest. "You can give up whenever, kid," the toad said, a little tired. "I will never give up," said Naruto. "You won't be the first one that I lose to create a contract." Think Naruto as he think about the other two summonings. So let's get to it, as the toad started to bounce around again with incredible speed. The toad had went into a huge lake trying to get Naruto to blow off of him by using the water to make his grip lessened. But Naruto felt more awakened when he was in the water, as he felt a rush, as Naruto then gripped onto the toad as he sank his claws into the toad back, as the toad then hissed out in pain. "Oh, so you really think that you can keep holding on?" said the toad, as fire burned into his eyes as he started to move even faster. The toad then sank into the ground as he pushed off with incredible speed, jumping straight up in the air. Naruto was turning blue because of the less oxygen, as the toad then fell back down to the ground as he realized that Naruto was still holding on. "Okay, kid, I'm not done yet," said the toad as he pushed off with incredible speed. Morning has now come, as Naruto was panting as he was still on the back of the toad. The toad stood in a puddle of water looking up at the sunshine, as he couldn't believe that this kid kept his grounds and held on after all of that last night. "You actually made it, kid. Congratulations. You can summon me whenever you want," said the toad. The toad didn't hear any response as he turned around to see a sleeping Naruto. Naruto's grip finally let go as Naruto rolled off the toad, rolled on his back and dropped on the ground. But before hitting, he was caught by a chuckling Jiraiya, who had stopped in and watched for a small portion of the night, but he went to sleep, so he was well rested. "You actually did it, kid. You pulled an all-nighter. Good job," said Jiraiya as he looked down at the sleeping Naruto. "The Toad boss is under your command now, and I believe with this and the Toad Sage power, you will become stronger," said Jiraiya as he smiled at the boy. "Now I should probably take you home," said Jiraiya as he went to the Hokage's office to find out the kid's address. And then he took the boy home and put him in bed. It was a few days after Naruto had summoned Gamabunta, the boss toad. Naruto was relaxing as he was already in fully control and mastered the basic fighting technique of the toad style. Naruto was sitting at the waterfall, resting in the water where he was tested by the toad. As Jerry walked up, "Geez, could you be any more lazier?" "No," said Naruto. "Those are the Naras, and no one is lazy as them," said Naruto. "Well, get up. I want to take you out for lunch," Jiraiya said, as Naruto opened his eyes. "Are you paying the bill?" said Naruto. Jiraiya looked back at Naruto, glancing his eyes. "Yeah, sure," as Naruto then got out of the stream. Naruto and Jiraiya went to a dango shop. They didn't went to Ichiraku Ramen, as the both of them were sitting down, as Jiraiya's face turned serious, as he then asked Naruto what happened the day he left. Naruto then went on to tell him the story about Itachi and when Itachi took him with him, but he didn't tell Jiraiya anything about the Akatsuki. "So, why did you come back?" said Jiraiya. "When you're with Itachi, you have gotten a lot stronger, so why did you leave him?" Naruto's eyes darkened at that question and he refused to answer. as Naruto clutched on to the dango stick, breaking it in his palm. "It's okay, Naruto. You do not have to tell me," Jiraiya said softly after seeing that Naruto is struggling to answer that question. Someone then walked in as Naruto turned around, making his face a little lighter as Sasuke and Kakashi walked in. Kakashi, Naruto, and Sasuke catch up after Kakashi greeted Jiraiya. The both of them talk for a long while, Naruto and Sasuke. But Sakura then came in after she hugged the both of them, surprising to see them here. Kakashi decided to give Sasuke a day off after he's been going through hard training, so they came back to the village. But they still had 2 weeks to get stronger. Huh. "So you have gotten stronger," said Naruto. "But you know, if we meet in the finals, you will lose." "Well, we will just have to see about that," said Sasuke. As Naruto then got up, he told Sakura that he will see her in 2 weeks, as he then grabbed her visage as he was talking to Kakashi, as he then pulled her visage away and said, "It's time to go. I need to get even more stronger," he said. As the two then trained for the rest of the 2 weeks. 2 weeks passed pretty easily after all of them being training so hard. Even Sakura has been keeping up with her medical ninjutsu. After 2 weeks has passed, it was now time for the Chunin exam finals. But I'm going to be ending this episode right here, guys. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm over, guys. Peace.